From world events to Washington and New York City, here's your concise world update for Wednesday, December 24th. Australia's most populous state passed sweeping new gun and anti-terror rules following the mass shooting on Bondi Beach, tightening firearm ownership, banning public display of terror symbols, and strengthening police power to curb.
I want to make it clear that this isn't the end of change. Sydney and New South Wales has changed forever as a result of that terrorist activity last Sunday. And we know it's our responsibility to do everything we can to keep the people of New South Wales safe.
Two Islamic State extremists have been found guilty of plotting a deadly gun attack on Manchester's Jewish community.
It could have been utterly devastating based on the weaponry and the ammunition that they were taking possession of. It could have been the deadliest terrorist attack ever in UK history.
The United States and Iran clashed at the United Nations Security Council on Tuesday over the prospects for reviving nuclear negotiations, with Washington saying it remains open to direct talks and Tehran rejecting U.S. conditions. Russia launched a massive overnight assault on Ukraine, firing more than 650 drones and roughly 36 missiles in an attack that stretched into daylight Tuesday. At least 3 people were killed and cuts power. The United States has repositioned significant special operations aircraft, personnel, and equipment into the Caribbean this week, expanding Washington's military options as President Donald Trump intensifies pressure on Venezuela. The Supreme Court on Tuesday declined to let the Trump administration deploy National Guard troops to the Chicago area as part of its immigration crackdown. US F-35 fighter jets were mission-capable only about half the time in 2024, largely because of maintenance and sustainment shortcomings by Lockheed Martin. Newly released surveillance footage is offering a stark new look at the apparently random arrow attack that killed a pedestrian on a New Jersey sidewalk, renewing shock and alarm in the community days after the violence unfolded. The Trump administration has begun recalling more than 24 career diplomats from ambassadorial and other senior posts abroad as part of a broader effort to align U.S. foreign policy leadership with President Donald Trump's America First agenda. President Donald Trump agreed last fall to pardon Changpeng Zhao, the founder of crypto giant Binance, after an Oval Office encounter that reflected a broader shift in how clemency has been handled during Trump's second term. A lawsuit filed Tuesday on behalf of Missouri voters argues that the redistricting plan backed by President Donald Trump should have been automatically suspended earlier this month. George Conway, a one-time conservative lawyer who has become one of President Donald Trump's most prominent critics, is moving toward a potential run for Congress in an open New York City seat. A group of 31 NYPD rookie officers whom the city had sought to remove over serious hiring lapses will be allowed to remain on the force, under a settlement reached between the department and the police union. Zoran Mamdani announced that Lillian Bonsignori, a former chief of New York City's emergency medical services, would be his choice for a fire commissioner, but outgoing Mayor Eric Adams said he would appoint the current interim commissioner, Mark Guerra. A suspect was arrested Monday in connection with the stabbing of a man in Crown Heights during what police described as an anti-Semitic attack, an incident that unfolded amid a broader rise in anti-Semitism targeting the neighborhood's large Jewish community. A garbage truck slammed into a parked car Tuesday morning in East Harlem, pushing the vehicle into scaffolding outside an apartment building, collapsed, and struck a pedestrian who was standing beneath it. A federal grand jury has indicted Lucas Alexander Temple. Federal agents searched Temple's home and recovered the illegal firearm, along with evidence suggesting he had been planning a racially motivated act of violence. U.S. stocks climbed Tuesday, with the S&P 500 extending its rally to a 4th straight session and setting a fresh record after new data showed the economy grew faster than expected in the third quarter. The U.S. economy expanded at a stronger than expected 4.3% annual rate in the third quarter, marking its fastest pace in 2 years as consumers continued to spend despite persistent inflation. From the Middle East to Wall Street, you're up to date.